Another round of heavy rain hitting the country yesterday. Let's check in with MetService's Head of Weather News, Heather Keats. Heather, good morning.
Morning, Ryan.
So overnight we had lots of heavy rain. We've spoken to the Gisborne Mayor. They're not really sure on damage in any of these places yet, but how heavy was the rain?
Yeah, well, we saw some decent rain bands move through, that's for sure. Taranaki copped the heaviest of rain in the last 24 hours. Dawson Falls, 280 millimetres. That's a lot of rain in 24 hours. But, you know, those spots are quite elevated. That's kind of as you're heading up Taranaki Mountain, but you also had those thunderstorms go through, so we had really peak intensity rainfall of sort of up to 30-40 millimetres an hour. Bless you. We also had heavy rain in the Eastern Bay of Plenty as well, which is what caused all the problems overnight. So we're talking about 164 millimetres in the ranges. The Pinnacles on the Coromandel Peninsula copped 119 millimetres. So very heavy rain on top of heavy rain that's already been falling over the last several weeks. It's been a very wet period of time. Fortunately, things are starting to ease once the last of that front clears.
Great. So that's happening as we speak?
Yeah, so there's just a couple of warnings left in place. So we've got an orange heavy rain warning still in force for Bay of Plenty east of Opotiki for the next couple of hours. It expires at 9. And for Tairāwhiti, Gisborne, north of Ruatoria till 10 a.m. The problem is we could still have many thunderstorms today. So there'll be thunderstorms tied up in that heavy rain that's sitting with that front over the east of the North Island. But again, the risk of thunderstorms is there today for Taranaki, for Auckland, for Northland, for Coromandel, for most of Bay of Plenty, for Waikato, Waitomo, and even the northwest of the South Island. And they not likely to produce any lightning as such, but definitely heavy rain, downpours again, and hail.
Right, so just be aware of those. It's not going to be like consistent long rain, but we could have thunderstorms.
Yeah, and it's those downpours that we're seeing the issues with. It's what's causing the surface flooding. It's when they hit populated areas that the infrastructure can't cope, the stormwater system overflows, that sort of stuff, and that's where we see the greatest impacts. But for places like Tasman, Marlborough, you know, northwest of Motueka, where they've just been absolutely sodden, it's not taking much to see impacts. So even the rain that we had over the last couple of days wasn't significant on its own, but coupled with the rain they had last week and the rain they've had in the previous months, it's very impactful. So we're keeping an eye on all of it as the last of this low system heads offshore this weekend.
Okay, and so from this weekend, can we safely say we'll be back to some sort of normal?
It's weather in winter, Ryan. I'm not entirely sure what normal looks like anymore. Look, we get a slight reprieve on Sunday and Monday and Tuesday. It's not looking too bad, but we have seen a lot of these systems coming in off the Tasman Sea, a lot of these systems coming down from the Coral Sea, and they are warm.
They're warm.
And they are, for a lack of a better word, moist. And they do produce a lot of heavy rain, and we've seen quite a few of them already in winter, and it doesn't look likely that that pattern's going to stop. In saying that, next week we do return to more normal temperatures. We're back down to what we would call cold, because it certainly has not been cold with this system.
Easing up on the moistometer.
The moistometer might get a little bit of a break.
Hey, why are we having so much hot? Because we were talking about David Fisher about this, who was up in Kirikiri for us yesterday. It's like this warm tropical breeze keeps blowing over us every week or 2 weeks. What's going on?
Well, that's the source here. That's where that air mass is. It's coming down from the tropics. We have very warm sea surface temperatures still in the northwest. So when these big systems, these low pressure systems come down, that's the fuel, that's the ingredient to create all of this rain.
But are there so many of them meant to come at this time?
We do. This is the cycle. So we do get the cold southerlies, it's dry air, it's very cold. Then we get these moist systems. I can say there has been a lot of them.
Right, good.
And as to the reasons why, I'll talk to a climatologist and I'll find out exactly for you. There are climate drivers at play. There's lots of reasons for the way that our climate behaves. But yeah, you're not wrong to think there's been a lot of it, and it has definitely been mild.
Heather, thank you very much for that update. As always, that is from MetService, Heather Keats.